What's going on, people? It's webinar time again. This one kicks off Wednesday. Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There'll be two more webinars. I'll announce them later. This one is about credit and business credit. This is going to be an ongoing series because I see a lot of people out there, they're like Cabbage or Amazon payments, and I see what they're borrowing, and I'm like, you should have that on a credit card. That's not a lot of money. And it lets me know a lot of people don't understand how credit is working. So I'm going to do, because this was going to be part of the hustler mindset anyway, so I'm going to do the credit and then the business credit, how to improve and how to get big credit lines. So that's kicking off. The first one starts. And as always, dollar, you show up. That's it. The cost of $1 is to keep your children out. And if you want the recorded webinars, I will send you a link to them when they're done. And that's that. Now, on to the video. What's going on, people? This is Glendon Cameron with another episode of How to Make a Job Without a Living. This is a common query that I get. How do you make money online? I'm going to give you something that you've never heard before. Most people date, pretty much, right? And have you ever noticed that people that are really good daters in the real life, that guy that can go up and just talk to a girl in any situation, they do really well with dating in real life, so to speak. Now, these same individuals, they go online, they crush it, kill it, because being online is just leveraging what you already know how to do, if you understand me. It is just leveraging what you already know how to do. So typically, if you suck at dating in real life, the chances of you sucking at dating online are going to be pretty high. Now, the parallel between making money online and making money in the real world are very similar. And this is where a lot of people tend to mess up, because it's online, it's going to be easier, it's going to be different. There's all types of money systems that you can make all this money with 2 to 3 hours work a week, which is bullshit. Essentially, if you want to learn how to make money online, you need to learn how to make money offline. If you become really good at making money offline, you can leverage your expertise, your new skill sets online and make more money. And that's one of the things that a lot of people fail to understand. My background was in sales, where I had to knock on doors, cold call, pick up the phone and say, hello, Mr. Prospect, my name's Glendon. I know you don't know who the hell I am, but I want you to buy my stuff. I had to do that for years. It wasn't a few weeks, it was years of doing that. And in the beginning, this shit hurt. Rejection level was 90-something%, day after day after day. I mean, how many of you get up and go to work where you know you're going to get rejected every day? That was my life. And it got to the point I had to buy books, going back to, you're buying your education. I bought a book on cold calling. I bought a book on meetings. I bought a book on clothing. That's how I found Brian Tracy, because I actually sucked ass in the beginning. It was horrible. It was terrible. I did not want to go to work on some days because I knew the mental and emotional beatdown was coming. Then one day, and I remember it was Mike, he was on the other cubicle, and this guy hung up on me. He hung up on me, and I dialed him right back. Didn't think about it. Just like, hey, for some reason we were disconnected, but I've got some good stuff for you. And the guy laughed, and I got the appointment. And that was my breakthrough. He had hung up on me. He had told me to go away in a very vigorous manner, and I called him right back, and I got in. What I'm telling you is, you're going to have to get your breakthrough, because most of the people that try to make money online fail on their own. That's why eBay is so popular, Amazon is so popular, Amazon FBA, because all of these platforms have built a huge traffic base. You just go there with the right products and you'll sell. And when I was in the sales world, that was called, you were a farmer. It was hunters and it was farmers. Hunters grabbed that spear like in 300, went to the pass and killed shit. Farmers cultivated and just took orders, order takers. That's what you're doing on eBay, Amazon, and whatever. I think it's a little different because you actually create something and you cultivate your own customer base. But with all of that, if you go through that hard route of learning how to make money offline, it's going to tremendously improve your ability to make money online. And that was one of the reasons that we were so successful. When we started the storage auction business, we immediately went online. But I had years and years of experience of talking to strangers, networking, and asking for money. Because, this is the internet. Yes, it's 2013, but there's a difference when you're not afraid to ask for the money. Most people are. That's why they kind of like the platforms, because you don't have to ask for the money. You present your product, you present your service, and they click the buy button. So you don't have to deal with the bam, vigorous, in your face rejection. And what I'm telling you is you are shortchanging your business career, because all of the guys, Zuckerberg, and I was going to say, Zuckerberg was a salesman. He had to sell that idea. In the beginning, people were like, huh? He had to sell that idea. He was a salesman. Steve Jobs, a salesman. Bill Gates, a salesman. If you do the research, you will see that many in the early days of corporate, Fortune 500, a lot of these guys were salespeople. They had to be. You cannot build a company from scratch and not be a salesperson. You're selling your product, you're selling you're selling the financial health to banks, you're selling the potential of doing an IPO to Wall Street. You are selling. And the better that you are at selling, the more money that you will make. It's a truism. You could go around like, no, Glenda, no. No, I'm telling you. I want you to look at me. I have told you many times that I have failed in business. There was 5 of my first businesses. They were like part-time business, side hustles. And they just failed. Business 6 through 10 made money. And the thing is, you got to get your reps. And so many people are trying to avoid that, because it's like, hey, there's this guy. He's 25 years old. He started this company. He's a millionaire. He didn't go through that. But see, you're missing something very, very critical about that, because this is something I study. If you're 25 years old, you have a lot of things going for you. Frequently, you don't have living expenses. If you're 25 and under, frequently you don't have living expenses. You're in college, you got student loans, whatever. You're not paying. You have a lot of time and resources to devote yourself to developing your product, web service, or whatever. Another thing that you have going for you at that age is you're in the know for what people in your age category are, what they like, what's hot. That's one of the reasons that these teenage girls who are still in high school, who are making 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 100 grand a year from their makeup tutorial channels, they know what other girls like. They're tapped in. They are in that pipeline. They know exactly what they like. They know what they don't like. They know what to say. They have a huge advantage, and the internet allowed those businesses to be leveraged, but they're not the same, because at some point, how many tutorials can you do? They're all not going to get makeup deals. They're all not going to get clothing deals. They're going to reach a saturation point, and we're not there yet, but it's going to be, oh, we saw her. What does this new girl have? So they're going to run into that problem. And even a lowly makeup tutorial person that knows what she's doing is going to probably pull down $1,000 a month to $1,500 once she gets her channel developed and she gets plugged in. Now that's a great, use of a platform, but it's really different because when you learn how to sell organically, you don't have to worry about what's going to happen because say you have a company and it doesn't, it runs a life cycle. You create a product, like take storage, my storage auction information business. It ran a life cycle. I mean, there'll always be people who will buy storage auction books or, get certain training, but the peak, I rode that peak like, the 100-foot wave off of the North Shore of Hawaii. Now, it's not even a wave. It's just kind of like some rough water here and there. It's over in terms. And I knew it was coming, but I prepared for it. So understand, when you learn how to make money organically offline, learn how to trend, learn how to really study stuff, you can make money online. Now, let's talk about people who make money purely online and they made more money than they ever made before. There was a guy by the name of Shoe Money, and there was a picture of him with this big ass check from Google AdSense. He was first. That's another thing. That's another way you can make money online. There's a new platform, I guess it's 6 months, 7 months old, Vine, where there's 6-second clips of people doing crazy stuff. There are people who join that platform early, build a huge follower, subscription base or followers or whatever you want to call them, because it's subscribers, followers, friends, whatever. And companies are going to these people and saying, "Hey, you have a lot of followers. We'll give you $10,000 if you will, do a promotional Vine for us." This technology, this platform, it's not a year old. So that's another way to make money online is to jump on some new technology hard. Go ape shit with it. Because there will be other people who will come like, And that's one of the things about building something. There's a lot of folks on YouTube, because YouTube's getting older, and people who are over 30 are finding it easier to make money because the world's growing up. YouTube is only 7 years old. It was pretty much for just kids. Now it's for everybody. But those who got in early made a ton of money. And that's one of the things about, making money organically. When you start a business, you have to do a shitload of research. There is no way around it. You can't just, you have to either before you start the business or once you get it started and then you find yourself in blind spots or you have deficiencies, you've got to, hey, I gotta amp up. I gotta increase my knowledge base. I got to figure this thing out. And next thing you know, you're up at 2 o'clock in the morning researching stuff. So when you go through that, when you learn how to learn, when you learn how money works, when you learn how credit works, you will build yourself what I call a launch pad knowledge base where you can go off and start a business. And I highly recommend that if you have a job, start some kind of side business. It's going to teach you accounting. It's going to teach you how to keep track of stuff, money management, all kinds of things. You will learn that. And the important thing is for you to learn it before you get off into your full-fledged business. A little background on me. When those 5 businesses that I started and failed, I was in the military. I didn't just fail and come out with no money. I actually got my reps, built a knowledge base, did some stuff under the protection of a salary. Because, I got paid every month, every 2 weeks in the military. And then when I got out, I tried to start a lawn business. Didn't really work out because at that point, I was a get money hustler. It was just, I'm going to do something to get money. I heard that people who had lawn care services made money. I didn't really investigate it or look at it from the way that I should have. But while I was doing that, I also was I had 3 months of my vacation time coming in. So after I ETS'd out of the military, I had 3 months where I was still getting my regular salary. So the second month when the lawn thing wasn't working out, I went out and I applied. And I also had a part-time job at Cobb Journal. And I went ahead and applied for a job and got hired like in a week because it was a medical specialty. So once again, I didn't just go out there with no skills, no resources, no other opportunities because that was something else. And there's a lot of people who were just like, I'm going to quit my job, I'm going to go out here and start a business, but you don't have any knowledge or skill sets in that area and you haven't built any. So your failure is going to be debilitating to a degree. You'll learn a lot and you might actually become a millionaire or billionaire after the experience because if you could pick yourself up after that event, you're a hell of a person. And I don't really believe that tough times develop character. I believe tough times uncover what's already there. Either you have it or you don't. That's what I believe. So understand, if you want to make money online, learn how to make money offline. Now, one of the things that I find to be a bane of my YouTube existence is all of these people who want to leverage off of my traffic with these bullshit money making schemes. Hey, you just go to this website, you $2,000, $3,000 a month, and all you do is click some buttons. If something like that works, it's not going to work long term. And if it was so great, why are they giving it away? And, I may moderate some of these videos because there's certain ones that they key in on, and I'm just like, and they just find all of my money making videos and they leave these crazy ads. I hate those people. But once again, that's the, making money online. Now, let's talk about the simplest way to make money online. eBay, Amazon, Etsy, other third-party sites, Amazon FBA. You go out and you find out what people want, what has a high ranking. You go out and get it at the lowest price you can, and you put it in the sales channel, and you will make money. The problem with Amazon FBA, Amazon, all of these places is they have a very unforgiving nature, which means if you fuck up once, really big, you're gone. So if all of your eggs are in one basket, and I know that this has happened to several people, you're screwed. So you're going to have to do something else. And so I'll tell you, if you're going to do Amazon FBA and you're going to do eBay and you're going to do all these other places, also develop some other channels. Another way to make money online that no one ever talks about is giving interviews. There's a lot of people, I want you to think about it. What does Jay Leno do? He interviews people and tells jokes. What does Letterman do? He interviews people and tells jokes. Jimmy Fallon, he interviews people and tells jokes. You see the trend? Howard Stern, he interviews people, he tells jokes, he says a lot of raunchy stuff. You can make a ton of money interviewing people because they create the content. So that's another way. That's the reason podcasting is so hot. That's the reason YouTube is becoming hot, because you're starting to see more and more interviews and you're starting to see more group hangouts, and because it provides different perspective and more robust content. There's a lot of ways to make money online, but once again, if you learn how to make money out there face to face with organic carbon-based life forms, you can kill it online. That was the reason that I was able to, in 2009, start a publishing company, and within 14 months was making livable income. Because I went through that before. I was like, okay, what do people need? Like, I'll just tell you the whole plan. Storage auction business. I knew all the deficiencies and blind spots of new people coming out to the storage auction business. I knew. I used to fuck with people. I used to run them up. I used to do all this stuff. I knew exactly what they needed to know to be successful. And I actually was the first one that really hit it hard. And then after about 14 months, 15 months, everyone else, a lot of other people jumped in, other websites came out. And, a lot of websites, actually I partnered with a lot of these people in the beginning. And then they realized that they had to give away the information that I was selling to get subscribers. And that's what they did. Don't hate the game. Don't hate the player. Learn the fucking rules so you can win. And that's just how it is. Because like I said, I knew the storage auction thing had an expiration date. It was like ice cream on a warm summer day. At some point it was going to melt away. But I knew that going in. And that's what you have to know about your businesses. Like you could start a restaurant and that could go for generations if you have the right menu. There's so many ways to make money, but you still have to have that knowledge base. You still have to know how to sell. There's so many people, I am not selling, I don't want to sell, and you are fucking yourself, my friend, because once you learn how to sell, I'll give you an example. Once you learn how to sell, when I was doing the resellology thing really hard before I pivoted, I met someone when I was getting an oil change. This person turned out to be wealthy. I ended up a week later in her mansion. She didn't know me from that, but I sold myself. And she even said, wow, you really locked down that appointment. That was very slick. Because she was a business person. Her and her husband owned a big real estate company. But I was able to leverage my way into her living room from a conversation getting my oil changed. See, going back to the beginning of this video, what I said, if you know how to date very well in real life, you can crush it online. If you know how to make money in real life, talking to real people, not hiding behind an avatar, because if you notice, I don't hide behind anything. And every little thing I sign up is Glendon Cameron. You know who it is, and I use my real face because I know there's a power with that, and there's a trust that comes with that. A lot of people hide behind funny names and stuff, and they think they're being cute when they're up to bullshit, usually. I want to be anonymous because I may do something a little crazy, and therefore I don't want no one to know who I really am. Understand, watch out for people like that. Watch out for people like that. But when you develop that ability to sell you open the door to so many things. And that's one of the things. So stop trying to shortchange your education just like, I'm going to jump online, I'm going to start making money. There is an opportunity cost to everything, and many people are trying to get around that opportunity or go over it or go under the opportunity cost and not pay it. But this is one fee that you must pay to be successful. Now, I want you to look at something else. A lot of people look at these younger people and they're like, yeah, sometimes you'll talk to a guy, he's 22, 23, and he's a programmer, he's making six figures, he's got all this stuff going on, but he's been programming since he was 12. He has a decade of experience. That's a lot of experience. You look at the age like, oh, and that's a lot of these guys on YouTube. That's a lot of these programmers. They started early, and now that they're 20-something, they have over a decade of experience. I'm going to tell you, my friend, a decade of experience in any field is a lot of freaking experience. And that's what you get paid on. Experience and the ability to do stuff. This whole notion of getting paid for potential, and mark my words, there's still a few companies that's like, hey, here's this guy. He has a BA from Harvard. We're going to bring him in. We're going to pay him $150,000 a year. That's going away. There's still places that do that, but mark my words, 5 years from now, 7 years from now, you're not going to be able to get a job at any company unless you have demonstrated ability to do the job. It's not going to happen. Look at what's happening in the NFL. Used to be a quarterback would come out of college and get 2, 3, 4 years to groom. RG3, instant impact. Russell Wilson, instant impact. Cam Newton, instant impact. Matt Ryan, instant. Do you see the trend here? No one is going to give you all of this money on your potential. They're going to give you money based on demonstrated and proven ability. You must be something, you must do something to make some money. No more of this, I'm just, no. Unless you're a chick and you get into modeling. That's still the thing where you could just, actually it's demonstrated. It's like if you're attractive, you get results. But this whole notion of, potential, and that's one of the reasons that the college experience is failing a lot of people. Because it used to be, it was a huge differentiator. It made you different. It separated you from the pack. Now, I put up an ad a few weeks ago for an assistant. I got 200 responses. Half the people had degrees for a $10 grunt position. Temporary at that. And so this is what I'm talking about. A lot of people are like, hey, Glendon, you were talking about all this stuff, and I'm actually the guy on the hiring side of the desk. I know what's going on. You're the guy that's on the side looking for a job. You think you know what's going on and you get mad because your information is flawed and it comes from an entitlement position. People like me on the hiring side are looking at you like, oh, fuck no, I'm not giving you X amount of dollars just because you have potential. I need you to be able to come to my organization, have an impact, make me money, do what you need to do, dance, get your ass, do whatever, and you have to be able to do it from day one, or I'm not going to hire you. I'm not unlike all these other companies out there, and a lot of people are not getting that message. So that's why you have to learn how to make yourself valuable. Then you can start making money online. Like right now, what's his name? Tim Ferriss, because he's made himself extremely valuable. He gets 100 G's to breathe on the mic. I want you to think about that. Tim Ferriss can just do one speaking event a month and have a 7-figure income. Just one, because he made himself valuable. He worked really hard. I have the 4-hour work week, and I didn't get sucked into it because to get to the 4-hour work week, he had a lot of 80 to 100-hour work weeks to create the system. And a lot of people miss that, and they don't talk about that because it's like, yeah, I'm gonna just work 4 hours. No, you're not. No, you're not. But to really make money online, learn as quickly as possible how to make money offline. Leverage your expertise, leverage your experiences to that online platform. Because, give you an example, in my book, Making Money A to Z, I laid out the business plan. Multiple sales channels. When we started, the upscale garage sale, flea market, Amazon, eBay, eventually our own website, warehouse, had stores. There were multiple selling channels. That was the reason I was able to rise in the ranks so quickly with all of those crazy people with money. You're not going to be able to make a lot of money online until you get your game tight. Really, really tight. And it's going to take some reps and some expertise and something that many of you are very uncomfortable with, risk. It's going to take risk. That's what I'm saying. So if you want to learn how to make money online in 2013, learn how to make money offline, you will be shocked once you start putting some things into play. Because what's happening is everyone's running online and it's leaving a lot of opportunities offline. Because understand, all online commerce represents 9 to 10% of all commerce, which means 89 to 90% of that stuff is still out here. So if you learn how to make money out here, you will crush it online. And out of that 10%, 9-10%, guess who has 30% of that market? Amazon.com. Yep, Amazon has 30% of that online e-commerce market. 30%. Killing everybody, crushing everybody. So there's still a lot of opportunities out here. There's a ton of opportunities out here. You seize these opportunities, make money out here, and you can make money online. This is Glendon Cameron, and I'll see you on the good side.